Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Wednesday, 26th January. So with the US dollar index here, we're looking at wave 3 over here, and an A and a B as a triangle, and wave C as wave 4 here. So we're looking at this trend moving up here for the US dollar index, and we expect it to take out this high here. This box here, the lower end, is the 50% retracement level, and this is the 61.8%. So we're looking for it to move higher. So in this instance here, we're looking at wave 1 here with an ABC back for wave 2, and then pushing up higher at that point there. I've left this trend line through here because we can see that it's touching on here, so it will probably play a part in here as well, as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave coming in through here. The other point here I want to make is that the wave count up here is not very clear. I've kind of taken this particular wave count from the inverse from the US dollar, the Euro US dollar. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, some of it's readable, you know, some of it's not. This may be, I know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's okay there. This is a typical looking wave 4, so that's why I've got it like that. I've counted this up here to wave 1 here and wave 2 here. Look, it's a little bit dodgy, but the main point here is that this US dollar index is going to be pushing higher. How far it pulls back, well, that's the 50-60%. Will it do that? Probably not. There's really good support for this. I do think somebody mentioned this, the Feds will be opening their mouth tonight in the next session or something. I don't know what about, but that could, you know, move the markets a bit. I don't know, whatever it is. Anyway, just be mindful of that. Alrighty, so stronger US dollar. How does that affect the commodity prices? Well, for iron ore here, which is obviously this one's traded in China, so perhaps, yeah, I mean, iron ore is probably over 130 a ton now, I guess, US, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going up here. We're not quite, I better double check, I think we are there actually, on the tick chart. I did look at it this morning, 100 ticks, bring in a bit more data. Okay, so from the low here, I've counted it up as 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for this, and then coming back for wave 4. So you probably remember that we have this nice wave 1 here, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a very short third wave, I have to say, but it's got really nice form. And what I mean by that is like wave 2 and 4, you know, stick out. But also the problem with this is that wave 4 here also overlaps wave 1. So we could count that up as 5 waves. Is that the top? Do we suck that up there as the overlap there? I'm not too sure. Let's just see how the cookie crumbles. But there's probably a good case for wave 5 being in place here. If that is the case, then we can look at that as wave 1 or wave A at this stage, and then pulling back in an ABC for wave 2. So I'm a little bit unsure about the top at this stage based on this, but it kind of, it's a bit wobbly, but it kind of fits there. But the takeaway here though is that, you know, we do have 5 waves up to that point for iron ore. So just going back to the daily chart here, just to bring that into place. Push the buttons, Pete. Okay, so yeah, the takeaway here is that we have 5 waves up here. I don't know if it's wave 1 or wave A, but we're going to have some sort of pullback here, and then we're going to go up again. Because we've got 5 waves in the opposite direction of the trend, which is down, then we're going to get another 5 here. I do need to point out too that this first leg here is clear as a bell that it's in 3 waves, so it's corrective. And that means at some point in the future we'll be taking those highs out. Is it as simple as an A, B, and C to this point, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is life that simple? Or do we end up seeing something a bit more complicated, like the whole thing doubling in size as such? Here's an A wave here, A, B, C for the B wave, and a C wave down here. I don't know. we just got to kind of go step by step, as we always do, and look at things. And this is important for us in terms of, because in the Australian market we look at BHP, Rio, FMG, and so on and so on. So we're just going to sort of stay not silent but chilled out on this until we can resolve the bigger picture of all of this. But certainly we'll be looking to trade BHP and Rio and that up on that leg, that's for sure. Alrighty, so that's iron ore. US spot gold. So this is just a 2-day chart here, just to simplify things a little bit. You know that we're in a triangle pattern. It's pretty standard out there now, I guess. So wave 3 and A, B, C, D and E wave here. We don't really have the E wave in place yet. Could we look at this being the E wave over here? I don't know, it's kind of pushing it a little bit. It's not like we're sitting on top of this trend line here. I know that the gold bugs would really want it to move up, and I don't blame them. They've been through torture through all of this, so and we see this opportunity here. We've got a nice support on the 18 here, and it's all heading up and it's nice, but yeah, I don't know if it's really over just yet. And as you know, I have sort of altered my count. I really want to take this to the extreme here. As a B wave here, we're looking for 3 waves, so an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up here. So we're looking for that 5 waves up there. I don't want to tell people that there's a buy here and then it just turns and we get caught out. It's we need to be a bit more less emotional, shall we say, and head towards a bit of professionalism if we can. It's always a struggle to be perfect, but yeah, there's always room for improvement for all of us. So look, we just really need to be sure. You can kind of see here that we could look at that as wave 1 and back for wave 2 and then the 3rd wave up here. Let's go in and have a closer look. So anyway, that's kind of where we are with that. The 4 hours not going to resolve much, but it'll just give us a little bit closer. So we know there's a trend line up there, and if we look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then going up for 5 here for that. So we'll go to the hourly chart. That should just about do it. I don't think we need to go to the tick chart. So I just need to talk about this a little bit. So from this wave 4 here, looking slightly different count, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. Now this wave 4 could also go here as well, but I think I'll just leave it here and we'll talk about it for a moment. If I take it from here, then we'll look at this as 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave. So at this point I've extended it out as much as one could, really, in terms of staying with this particular B wave top here. And yes, I know of course it could be, all of this can be counted more bullish. I totally understand that, but I have to play this out to the bitter sweet end. And the other point here I want to make, if I put wave 4 over here where this is the case, then we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll finish here, but we'll have to wait for that. So I'd love to have it turn positive for you, and I'd love to see gold go up, because it's been such a long time, but we could, we need to be careful, because we can get 5 waves back down here somewhere for this particular move from B to C here to finish this off. So we just need to be, really need to be sure before we call it in as a bull market. Yeah, okay. So don't blast me in the comments about that too much. I mean, I can feel it already. So same thing with silver here a little bit as well. We caught a low in here, and I'm quite happy with that low. And the only way I can confirm it really is by getting support on this medium level here, because that's where the supply is and so on. But we also need to look at it like we're doing with gold. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Once we get past that move, if we call that wave 3 there, or wave C, I should put it as the wave C first, that's where it can fail and make a new low, or maybe maybe we do get 1 and 2 here and 3, 4, 5 here for wave 1 and ABC back for wave 2. While this is pulling back here, then gold can be going down, but this ends up finding support here and moves up again from that point. So anyway, this has all got to be resolved here. I don't need to go into the tick chart. You can clearly see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So we still need to get past that ABC pattern here. And yeah, if we can get wave 5 here, that will leave us with 5 waves up here. Then we can definitely go long at that point. But we need to get, we need to get there first before calling it in. Alrighty. Crude oil. So we've been looking at this from wave 4 to wave 5 here, or we could also look at it as wave 1 and 2. It doesn't really matter at this point. We still need to look at this impulse wave to the upside. We're looking at this as wave 1 and 2. Wave 2 was quite complex. In that, if this is wave 1, it took that many days, and wave 2 took that many days, so it's complex. That means the guideline of alternation can have wave 4 quite simple. Now, we do have a nice little ABC there, and it may be finished at this particular point in time, but the 38.2% retracement level is a little bit low here. This wave 4 is still really quite small compared to all of this trend here. Could I count this differently up through here? Yeah, sure I could, but I've just accounted for all the waves and I'm just putting everything into place. So I always count conservatively rather than shooting for the higher end of the trend. So I could certainly adjust that to a more bullish count and a smaller wave 4 as well within all of that. But that said, we'll leave it as the wave 4 for the time being. Let's go in and have a look at, just go straight to the intraday and pick up over here, pick up, is 10 enough? 15. Okay, that gets it in. So yeah, look, I've counted all the little waves and done all that sort of stuff, and then we had, let's just go through this. We had the A, B, and C for the A wave, the B wave here, and then 5 waves down for the C wave. Now, in going those 5 waves down here, I'm sure I've got this extra move here, which I'm really not quite sure about. That's why I thought, well, we'll keep wave 4 there, but at the same time, this A, B, C here, maybe just the A wave, and we're going up for a B wave here. So we could, it's above the 61.8%, but I'll still put it up there. As a B wave, I'm still not sure what this is, but maybe we could look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as, the A wave and the B wave, or wave 1 and wave 2 here, and a nice third wave. It looks quite nice for a third wave, so it's all possible. So what we need to do is we need to wait for this to top out a little bit. So I can see that we've got a few 1s and 2s in here, and it's climbing. We don't have I don't have this set up here just yet for this, so perhaps the next session we can look at that. Look for that setup there. I mean, it's at the 85. This is the CFD, so it's decimal pointed, so 10. So it's still 500 or 85. So we're going to be here for a little while. Let's just see if we get this other high here and then this ABC pattern over here. We'll pick it up tomorrow, and I'm happy to go long, but I have to move past this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. We have to move like past that to to go up at that stage. So we just need to be careful we don't get a C wave down here first, with all of this, because this wave 4 is still a little bit small, but it's okay. It all counts nicely except for this little bit here, which I haven't really resolved. So I don't know what that is, how that fits in, but yeah. Anyway, we'll just wait a little bit longer for that to resolve itself. So we'll pick that up tomorrow, and we'll look for, we may get a long trade in the next couple of days, next session or two with this, or we're going to come down here and then we'll have to pick it up over here for this. So just a little bit more patient with this one. And the next one is copper. So we know copper's been, this is US high-grade copper. LME will be the same. We've got this whole move across here, which is corrective, and we're looking for it to move up. And yeah, I mean, all we really need to do now, we had this triangle A, B, C, a D wave, and then I was looking for the E wave here as an A and a B and a C wave down here. I'm not getting a very nice C wave here, but what we can do is if we get a classic trading levels pattern on the 45, we'll be going long. So that means that yeah, we'll just go long above these highs, but that, you know, doesn't it's not really the best way to do it. And we'll look at the tick chart when we go to do this as well, in that we'd want, you know, a classic trading levels pattern at that level. So, well, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC pattern here, and then we can go in at that point. So we don't need to go, you know, above this high. We can refine our efforts over here for that. And if it does drop down through here somewhere, well, then we'll be looking to pick it up at a lower price. So still want that impulse wave up first so we can use it as part of a trade setup on the long side there. And of course, we've been looking at the copper ETF. So we'll look at that when this is ready again, because that will be better to trade that than being leveraged out in futures contracts. Nickel, it bugs me a little bit, this one. I mean, I can see that it's sort of all impulsive to the upside. You know, we could look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and ABC for 4 and up for 5 here. And that would work, except we've got overlapping wave structures here, as I mentioned before. So we're looking at this as wave 1 up here and coming back for wave 2. But it also reminds me of, you know, classic trading levels pattern too. So, you know, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, this move up here, the top of wave 1, and we really not coming back below the level in this case. So that sort of bothers me a little bit, because normally we would be you know, having some sort of ABC back into this space before going up again. But anyway, we'll just keep a bit of an eye on this, and we'll have a look at this today. As an ABC pattern in here, we talked about a low being in place yesterday for this. So let's just go to the 100 ticks and get in a bit more data. How much do we need? Okay, so yeah, from wave 2 here we got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth and fifth to make 5 of 1, and then we'll look for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down here. I haven't got it labeled, but my lines here was just how I counted it. I always start from the middle and work out. But yeah, so the other day we talked about having a low in place here. So we've got a little impulse wave here, sort of. I mean, maybe it's not quite there as I thought it was, but let's just see how it goes. I mean, the thing is that we could, you know, even that being an impulse wave, this could be an A wave and a B wave, and then we've, you know, we still need to go up higher here for this. It might be just an ABC to this point and drop down from that point, but let's just assume for a moment that we get a little third wave here, and then a fourth, and then a fifth wave here. So really anything above that we can go, because if that's going to be an A wave, a B wave, and 5 waves here for C wave, then we can go long on this over here for that, and we'll be good to go at that point. And then we can look to add on top of group 1 here as well. But I just need to be careful that we're not in some bear market here, you know, because this could be an impulse wave, corrective, impulse wave, nice third wave, corrective. So yeah, once we get past this little A, B, and C wave here, then that will tell us that we're safe at that point. We can build here, we can build here, we can build all the way through here, and continue to build on that point. Okay, so we just need to confirm things at this point. So natural gas, yeah, well, this is where we are. We're looking for basically wave 1 up here and wave coming back for wave 2. We could probably rearrange this a little bit, but I think we've got it covered anyway, because if the market's going to push up from here, we're going to go long above this high here, and then we can look at this as wave 1 here with an ABC back for wave 2, and then pushing higher. So we will go at that point, but otherwise we'll just see. It's quite natural for this to drop through a level and go back and retest it and then drop again. So we're just still waiting. You know, we may get a trade out of here if I'm wrong. But otherwise we need to allow it to unfold. The other point that we could look at is that this wave C of 2 will actually be over here, depending on how you want to count this in here. But either way, we're not ready to go long here. There's no reason to be long at this. There's not a good enough reason at this point to go long. But getting support back on the medium level here would be a start. So let's just see how this plays out. Alrighty, I think that's it. Now that's just crypto market. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.